Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming to yo. All right, there we go. Seems to do this every time. I gotta remember to flip the camera before pressing record. I don't know. I think since they updated the phone, I think it's a new feature or something. Because I don't remember having to always do that. But anyway, I just want to come on here and do a therapy session, a late night therapy session. Actually, everything's going very well. Just got off the phone with my sister. We were talking on FaceTime for like an hour. It's a great experience as always, man. That's anytime I get a chance to speak to my sis, any of my family members, it's a wonderful thing. And me and her, we talk about stuff that ain't ain't official. We talk about like relationship stuff, and she tells me what's going on in her life, and I, tell her whatever little 2 cents I can throw into whatever she gives me. And man, that's the dynamic there, and I really appreciate it, man. It's one of those situations where I don't talk to a lot of family, and as you guys know, I don't talk to anybody really. So when I get a chance to talk to somebody, especially on Christmas Day, a family member like that, and just have a nice little friendly conversation like that, it made my whole Christmas, man. It made my whole Christmas. And the funny thing was, this morning I was praying to the Lord that I would have some type of conversation like that with one of my family members. You know, I was like, today would be a good day to, in the midst of all my isolation and all that, to have something different happen where something like this would happen. And so that was really cool, man. And she's doing well in Texas, doing her thing, and that's all I wanted to hear. As long as she's good, I'm good. So yeah, man, just kind of wanted to get up here and just do my little therapy session thing. Did one this morning. Excuse me, y'all. I did one this morning, and everything was going well. I was talking about how much I've enjoyed my art, and I did a couple more pieces, some good ones. Had a better day today than I had these last 2 days in terms of the art, and yeah, everything is everything, man. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I watched my Lakers, though a little bit of them, not every bit of them, but I watched some of the game, and they kept it close at the end, but couldn't get the victory. So what? It's just a game. In the grand scheme of things, that means very little in terms of my mental health. When I was a kid, it's like, oh my God, the Lakers lost. Now it's just like, well, that's cool. That's cool. The Lakers gonna get their stuff together eventually, and when they do, I'll be rooting for them. So none of that is important. I think the most important thing in this conversation is to just say that I'm very, very, very happy to have lived another Christmas. I grew up with some of the best times of my life being Christmas. I can honestly say that my mom was super consistent and super giving on Christmas Day, and made sure that I had just about everything I wanted just about every year, And thinking about those moments in my life, thinking about mom and all of those good things, it's never any bad feelings on Christmas Day. Never. I don't think I've had 3 bad Christmases in my life. I truly don't. And the last, 5 of them I've spent alone. But they're never bad, man. Never bad. I never, ever find myself sad or wishing for or hoping for. I hear that a lot of people say the holidays are tough for a lot of people, and I definitely understand that. I've been very fortunate to not really experience that though. Even though I'm alone, it's just not tough. Either I'm working or I'm doing exactly what I want to do, which is relaxing. Or if I'm, occasionally I might be out with family. It's rare these days, but if I am, I'm having a good time. It's what I hope for all of you. I hope for everybody. I hear about people having tough times. No need to speak on specifics of what those are, but just tough times during these times, and I'm very, very hopeful that everybody can heal from that, can find a way to make these times better than what they represent in your life, if those times are as said. So yeah, man. You can't really get on here and speak to that without being negative. But what I can say is, um, to be fortunate is an understatement. That's what I can say. A lot of people these times just too difficult to deal with. So yeah, that's what I'll say. But yeah, man, I'm very happy. I'm also very thankful that I got a chance to see pictures of family members. People holiday stuff is great. Seeing everybody with the kids and their family, got the onesies pictures and stuff like that. I love all that stuff, man. I do. I like seeing the Christmas spirit. I like seeing people, go all out and try to put their family in positions to have those memorable moments. All of that's really good, and it was good seeing my brother in that space. This is the first Christmas for him with his daughter and his new lady, um, and they look like they were very very happy, and his daughter started to look like my dad. You know what I mean? I look at pictures of her. Sometimes she look like this person. Sometimes she look at it like that person. It's amazing to see family members growing and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I got a chance, even though I was in this apartment, relaxing. Um, by the grace of God and through the advent of this device, I'm able to see family members and friends and everybody, and I don't feel like I'm by myself. So that's very fortunate about this era, man. It's very fortunate. But anyway, yeah, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Chilling, enjoying Christmas. No bad vibes. Obviously, I got some stuff to consider, but it's still the weekend. It's still holidays. It's Saturday, so tomorrow we'll watch a little football and do a little more art. Get a little more rest. That's for dang sure. And just let the weekend be as it is, man. Continue to celebrate. Get ready for the new year. And that's what it is. And this new year coming up for myself, one of the things I want to address is turning this therapy session, video session into more so a real therapy thing for me. Start attacking my weaknesses in terms of my mental health. And once I do that, then I can start to sort other things out that I would love to sort out, and just kind of be the person that I want to be, in terms of my foundation. Now I want to go about planning how to be a family man, which is what I want for myself at some point. Everything has to come in its own time, and I'm not working against the clock on this one. It's just got to be efficient in what it is I'm doing, and let everything else fall into place. So that's what a 2022 is going to be about for me. It's about getting that process started and starting to really break down my mental health. Break down my mental health and put myself in a position to just feel a lot better about things. Feel a lot more balanced in regards to what type of stress I can take on and what type of stress I'll be willing to let go of, that kind of thing. So once you get that straightened out, then you can start operating better. And that's what's lacking in my life is operating properly in certain instances. Trying too much to balance something that is not balanced at all. In terms of not working and trying to maintain what it is I'm trying to maintain. So yeah, mental health is first. Everything else, I believe, shall fall into place after that. So only time will tell, and so on and so forth. But yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I'm trying to bore you guys to death with how I'm talking right now, but I'm also trying to keep my voice down because it's already late and all of that. So yeah, man. But all in all, I've had a good day, good week, and I ain't got no complaints. And I think it's important to make videos like this, just like it's important to make videos talking about things when you're stressing. I think you need to be able to reference moments when you're fine too. Sometimes it's moments like these that help you get through those tough moments, because you want to be able to see yourself in a moment where things aren't as they may be at that moment. So this is a fine moment. This is fine. I'm cool. I got everything I want in my space right now, and that's something to be thankful for. And that's what Christmas is about. Being thankful, the reason for the season. So on and so forth. I think it's a great time to say, I appreciate what being a believer in Christ has done for me. For whatever that may mean to you, I respect. Um, but I confess that Jesus is the reason for the season, and I'm on board with his agenda. I think for myself, not trusting people and not trusting a lot has kept me from being, the Christian that maybe I was raised to want to become. I'm not that person. But what I can say is when I pray to the guy that we're celebrating today. And um, a lot of good has come from doing that for myself, man. So I feel like it's only right that I confess that. I think a lot of people are quick to confess different things that they represent. But I don't know if any of those things has done as much for them as Christ has done for me. I don't know that I've repped as hard as I should for what it is that's been given. So, as I've been raised, it's one of those situations where this is what I was raised to believe, that if you confess the Lord Jesus Christ's name in the presence of everyone, that when it gets to a point where he needs to confess your name in the presence of everyone, when it's time to judge you, he'll step up and say he knows you, just like you stepped up in front of all these people and said you knew him. So I'm putting that out there. I hope that that's real. I believe that that's real. But even if it's something else, for me, it's just like, who cares, bro? Who cares if what I got is the right one? Who cares if what you got is the right one? If it works for me, it works for me. If it works for you, it works for you. It shouldn't be a you gotta do what I want you to do or you gotta do what I'm doing. Not as far as I'm concerned. I don't feel like you should be doing anything that doesn't feel right for you. I never felt that. I felt like most of us are exactly who we need to be at the moment we are at that moment. And then when we become whatever it is we're going to become later on, that'll be organic as well. But forcing it or trying to force people to feel something, it doesn't actually make it authentic. Fear and shame are not true inspiration. That's not real organic inspiration. It's just reactionary. That's all it is. Like, okay, this is what has to be done, so that's what it is. There isn't no love in that. There's no passion in that. There's no trust in that. There's no belief in that. It's just applying what's necessary. And so, as I see so many people applying what's necessary as it pertains to faith, and I look at them and they still seem to not receive the fruit from their faith, or seem to not really get it in terms of how to feel better about whatever it is their life is involved in. Um, I realized that for myself, what's worked is staying true to that, staying true to Christ, staying true to what I believe in, while balancing out the fact that I ain't pushing it on nobody. I ain't gonna do that. So, as I speak this way, I speak this way for me. You know, and what I say to you guys is that I accept you for who you are, and by example, I'd hope that you would do the same in regards to myself. So yeah, man, that's what I have to say about that, man. That's what I got to say. Ain't nothing too special about it. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I'm not a huge fan of Xmas. I don't really like that. Um, we type out every other word that we want to type out. You never see anybody saying Happy Xgiving. Thanks is just as long as the word is Christ, Jesus, is it not? Christ, rather. It's just as long a word. Thanksgiving is long. Christmas is not that long of a word. But we X out the word Christ, and I know why we do it. See, the thing about this situation for me, and I always say this, but nobody goes out of their way trying to disprove something that doesn't hold any credibility. No different with shilling a stock. No one's going to sit there wasting their time trying to convince someone not to buy something that isn't valuable. The only reason why they're going to try to convince you not to buy it is because it benefits them for you not to. You understand what I'm saying? People kind of treat Christ the same way, if you notice. They go way out of their way to discredit him, even though he allegedly doesn't exist, never existed, and doesn't have any power. But everybody tries to go out of their way to make sure that you do not this or you do that or what have you in his name. Do not pray in school, we're offended. Or you must be a Christian or we're exiling you. It's just always some type of force. Nah, I'm not rolling. As it pertains to the positive side of that, I don't think Christ should be X'd out of the word Christmas. The reason for the season is Christmas. You don't have to put Xmas. If you're going to do Xmas, do X giving. I've yet to see somebody put X giving. You ain't going to do that, though. I know why. But it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is. I just know that a lot of what we, as in the common person, a lot of what we think is maybe or could be, or we're applying faith, I think that some of that stuff has already been proven. I think the proof has already been there for a long time, and I think that it doesn't benefit, it does not benefit the powers that be to confirm that there's something greater than them that they must yield to. I don't think they can effectively keep control over all of us if they could confirm that they're not, in fact, the end-all be-all. Now, they can use God as a control mechanism, a controlling entity, as in something that will govern the thoughts and the minds of people around them. You know, you must, follow this religion. You see stations do this all the time. Use religion as a means of keeping the people under control, right? But behind the scenes, in terms of negotiations and things of that nature, God never comes into play. And that's where I think the deviousness takes place. It's in the behind the scenes. It's in that whole process of not dealing with the common public and really in the midst of dealing with one another, dealing with those powers that be, those equals to themselves, I'd say. In those dealings, they need not believe that anything's greater than themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Because once they believe that, they lose leverage with one another. So it doesn't really matter what the common man thinks. It's about what's understood. And one thing that they try to make understood is that secretly there is no Christ. That's what they try to make understood. When I know he actually exists. Because I've had enough of a relationship with him to have already received proof in my lifetime. So that people are looking to prove something that I already know. It's just a matter of you finding out what I've already learned. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. That's why I don't force Jesus on people, because I don't have to question. It's not faith that I'm applying. It's fact. You see what I'm saying? When you know, you actually know. I don't have to, it's not one of those situations where I'm saying, let me see if Christ is actually existing. I don't know. I've already tested it out. Confirmed, double confirmed, reapplied, confirmed, double confirmed. Like, it's a lot of, are you sure you real type stuff on my end. I've gotten my confirmation spiritually. I've already seen what I need to see. So now it's just about me understanding why the world is trying to disprove this fact. That they know that this is factual. And that they want us or don't want us to believe this. On its surface and deeper within the inner workings of how this thing actually works. This here society actually works. The way the world actually spins and what inspires it to continue to work in the way that it does. It's layered. They want the people to believe one thing, They want one another to believe another thing, and then there's the truth. That's what I believe. So in the midst of all that confusion, all of that power struggle, all the lies about what God will agree to allow you to do and what he will accept you doing, and all that other stuff that we tend to try to wrap our brains around, I've found that God, Christ, is about as simple as anything. He's simple in terms of it don't take that many steps to get to him. It don't require that many different things to do to get close. No. As I've said in another previous couple of videos, I don't believe that we're taught properly in regards to Jesus Christ. I don't. I think it's a bunch of things that are told to us that were applicable many, many moons ago, but what it doesn't really tell us is that God understands the times we're in and would not hold us to old times ways. He wouldn't. And if we have a relationship with him, if we connect with him, we'll know that. That's the truth. And how to connect with him doesn't come from reading a book or going to a church with some people and saying some things and singing some songs. That's not how it's done. It's in yourself. It's just to close your eyes, or not even, just in your own inner head, in your own mind, reaching out. And then just at that point, everything seems to just fall into place. It doesn't mean everything's going to come your way that you want. It doesn't even mean that you're always going to be happy. It just means that the clarity that you need to help you gather what you need will be there. That's all that means. It means, in my opinion, it means being depressed doesn't mean the same thing when you have a good relationship with Christ, because he'll help heal those moments of depression and anxiety, help you get through that. What you allow yourself to be, the limits that you allow yourself to push, you can push further because you understand that there's something special behind you. Not judging, because its responsibility is to judge you, but it ain't gonna be. It's not gonna hang that over your head like religion tell you it. No, it's not gonna do that. What Christ is really gonna do is give you every opportunity to get to know him in the midst of your sin, because he died for your sin. So it's not like you have to not sin in order to get to know him. It's not how that works. Through sin, you exist. It's not even about whether or not you're going to sin. To be alive is sin, from what I understand. So there's no way to avoid that anyway. If you're trying to keep from sinning, you wasting your time. But what I can tell you is sin is not a deal breaker as it pertains to your relationship with Christ. It's not. It's your deal breaker as it pertains to your relationship with man. It may be your deal breaker as it pertains to your relationship with God, but not as it pertains to his son. His entire function is about being able to communicate with you through your sin. So whether you're in your darkness, you the worst person in the world, or what have you, if you wake up one morning and decide you want to change your life, that's the way to do it. That's the name to call on. And maybe things don't necessarily go your way. Maybe karma's coming your way. Maybe you gotta suffer for what you've done. But once you get a relationship with that dude, suffering don't mean the same thing no more. That's what they don't tell you. That's what Christianity don't tell you. It's not about your definition of what it means to suffer, your definition of what it means to be sad, your definition of what it means to be all of that. All of those experiences then shift into a different type of thing once you have the backing, I guess that would be the word, of Jesus Christ. Once you got him on your side, like for real, yeah, you're taking all that in, but it ain't the same thing. Now all that you go for, or rather all that happens to you, works in the presence of good. Now it can work toward good. good things can come from what it is you're going through. That's the difference. That's the difference. Maybe suffering still suffers just the same, but now through Christ, good things will come of what it is you're suffering through. As to where without Christ, you're suffering for nothing. Your suffering and more suffering will beget that suffering, and there will be more darkness on top of that darkness, etc. It's what we see in humans every day. But there's a way out of that. That's what they don't tell you. Oh, that's what they do tell you, but that's what I'm here to tell you as well. There's a way out of that. You know? Just like I always say about Christ, this ain't one of them situations where you have to be like, oh my God, I didn't get your name right. You're going to hate me. Nah. Oh my God, I never called on you before. So, like, today probably ain't a good day. That's not how this works. No. It's just like any other nice guy when you meet him for the first time. Nice guy. That's all it is. Have you ever met somebody and they be like, you don't know who I am? Who the hell are you not to know who I am? You need to know who I am. Like, what kind of arrogance? That's not how Christ works, man. But if you listen to religion, they would have you think that's how it works. What kind of guy is that? He's supposed to save me, but the moment I meet him, I call, hey, Buddha, because I don't know you, so, hey, Buddha. My name ain't Buddha. Don't you know who I am? I die for everybody. Like, I ain't never known of anyone merciful behaving that way, bro. That's like literally the opposite of merciful. So take it for what it's worth, man. I think the things they teach us about Christ and in the way that he's supposed to be based on what it is that we know about Christ don't add up, do it. Don't really add up. Like, we have to dress this way, we have to talk this way, we have to think this way, we have to not do these things, and then and only then can we get the approval of literally the nicest guy ever, who literally like slaughtered himself so that the bad stuff that we do could like totally go out the window. Yeah, that guy's supposed to be arrogant in nature and like be mad at me for not knowing his name. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Let's just be real. Some stuff you don't really need religion to kind of think your way through. Some stuff is just like, just think it out. And you can see where the manipulation, you can see where the wars have been fueled by religion and all that. You can see where it goes. You can see where it starts. It comes from the notion that the one who accepts everyone won't accept you. Think about it. I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys were bored, but I hope at the same time you guys were able to understand how I see this thing as it pertains to Jesus Christ. Because the relationship that our nation has with Jesus Christ is either that of something that pushes away all who isn't conservative, quite frankly, or someone who pushes away all who aren't striving to be perfect, which is bullcrap too. It's all lies, man. Those are lies. The story will tell you. Who did he walk with? Who was he hanging out with? Was he hanging out with the equivalents of the gangsters and the hustlers and the prostitutes? Or was he hanging out with the equivalent of the politicians and the preachers, the clergymen? He hung with the thugs, he hung with the gangsters, he hung with the prostitutes. He hung with those people. Take it for what it's worth.